everybody, it's me, Nawnii, and you wanted to talk about closed species from someone who knows about them. I know about closed species. That sounded kind of like shade. That wasn't shade.
It might have been a little bit of shade.
No, it wasn't. I love you. I love you, PK. Please don't watch this video. It's nothing against you.
I want to personally send a link to this video.
I just really wanted to say my opinion of closed species after you made your opinion. Please, I'm sorry. Okay. We are joined by Ashley, if you couldn't tell, because she also knows about closed species, and sometimes it's just fun to have somebody else in a video. So everyone say hi to Ashley. Her YouTube handle is Crescent Roll.
Ow!
That's Ashley, everyone. Is that how you're gonna introduce yourself?
I want to say hi, but I turned at my desk and I hit my knee.
So we're going to talk about our opinions, what we think closed species should be, what they shouldn't be, our favorite personal closed species, and things of that nature. Closed species is a species that somebody creates out of their head. It's just something that they made up. For example, help me think of an example. Give me an example.
Chimerians?
For example, Chimerians is closed species by Sealmario/Groundlion here on YouTube/DeviantArt. This is an original closed species. So basically, it's a species somebody makes and closed, and they reserve the rights for other people to make them, I guess is the best way I can explain it. What are your favorite species? My favorite species probably include Grem2, Chimerians, however you say it. I still don't really know. Jolly Raptors are pretty good. I don't really draw mine anymore, but they're good. I like my Impim.
I love my Impim.
Despite I never draw it.
You should.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have a name. I'm so bad at names.
You need to name your child.
Just the more original species is the stuff that I enjoy. Another thing that people don't like, or what people complain about, is if somebody does in fact make this character or a similar character without permission, that they do get attacked. And I agree, they do get attacked, and I also agree that that's kind of mean. I don't think people should get attacked for making it, unless they're of course claiming it to be part of that species, which is weird.
That's when a problem comes in.
Yeah, which is another thing people were complaining about. Why do they have lists of people who own it? The reason they have lists is because it's more of a community thing.
Oh, it definitely is. And it's kind of like a way to keep track of it.
Yeah. And that way, if somebody does make a quotation off-brand closed species, they're not going to be on the list, and they won't be mistakenly purchased for what the closed species might be worth. So let's say this closed species is worth $30, and then somebody makes an off-brand, and it's not the same artist. That one might be worth a lot less. And that in itself might make no sense to you because it's the same thing. Well, the way I kind of try to look at it to have more of an understanding is like products in general. There's always an off-brand version, and then the original version is always more expensive.
Like Oreos, for example.
Like an Oreo. I've made a journal about this a while ago. I mentioned it in my really old closed species video. But yeah, it's just like kind of like a product thing. Like, I paid for my Chimerian because I knew that either Seal or one of their great moderator, helper, designer people were gonna design me a character that I liked. So in my brain, I'm not only paying for a character, I'm paying for the design and the art. And then also another character to use in this one closed species community group as a whole.
It's kind of like this might make us sound old, but if anybody remembers like Webkins, it's kind of like, I guess it's a pretty okay example to use, but like, you know, you buy the Webkins and it may be like $10 to like $25 depending on which one you buy, but you're getting a stuffed animal, you're getting to make a character on the game, and you're getting to play the game, and you're getting to interact in that community.
Yeah, that's kind of like what a lot of the bigger, more intuitive closed species groups are. Of course, some of them are more lazy, which is whatever, and typically the ones that are more lazy are a lot cheaper, and it's mostly just buying a character design at that point. But the big ones like Impims, Chimerians, I really can't think of anything else because these are
Gastrosnaps, Jolly Raptors,
Jolly
Ranchers.
They're more, I don't know, lately I've only really participated in Chimerians, so yeah. I can't really speak for them. I just know Impims usually had, or have still, pretty, like, active events and stuff. I'm almost positive they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
What's that other one? It's No, that's just Chimerians again. Never mind.
We sound really biased, but
we're not biased. It's just I recently got a new Chimerian.
Both recently purchased one.
And so I'm just excited about it. And then of course I'm not trying to defend all close species in general, because there are definitely some bad ones. Some not so great ones, in my opinion, include, not to throw shade at anyone, I love all of you, I'm so sorry. This is
respect
just
to anybody that can make $50+ off of a drawing of something super generic. Yeah, essentially a dog.
Hell yeah, I'm proud of you. Teach me, give me some of that clout. I am not judging you, this is just my opinion. Synodogs. I don't find Synodogs to be the most creative. However, I love them. I've got like 3 or 4. At one point, I had a grand total of like 12. They're just not the most creative. They're anthropomorphic dogs that are chunky with swirly tails and themed off of dessert.
They're definitely cute and you can identify them, but like in the end, they're essentially they're a dog based off of a dessert.
Species like that, I think, should be either open or semi-open in the very least.
Again, like some of their designs are like absolutely gorgeous.
Oh no,
and I'm all for paying like what a design or like what an artist is worth.
No, certainly, but I don't want to have to pay $35 for the right to make my own version of a Synodog. That's a lot. Me, maybe 5 years ago, was all about it, but me now realizes it's a little extreme. Another species that I really am salty about is probably sushi dogs. Don't come for me, because this species is copyrighted, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a small dog that's based on food. Its eyes can't open, and it always wears a scarf. I don't really look into it much these days, but it's definitely just a dog. And they're very pricey, if I'm not mistaken. I do have one. It was gifted to me by a nice friend of mine, and I love him, but it's just one of those species that doesn't seem very creative. It just looks like a dessert-themed dog. Another species is probably water dogs.
Generally, if you've got like the word like dog in it, or cat, or fox, generally, you probably need to do something else.
Yeah, you probably need to think of something else, because that's not very creative.
Another thing, when like people need to keep in mind about like some of the more, I guess, prominent species on like DeviantArt and stuff, is the fact that some of these like owners and creators like genuinely rely on this as their source of income. So that could be like, again, like why sometimes their prices go up and down.
There's definitely a lot of negatives and positives. Well, negatives and not neutrals of having a close species. I don't want to say that there's positives to owning a close species, because it's just kind of...
the community could be a positive.
Yeah, the community can be positive. Thank you, Ashley, being my brains for a second. I wouldn't personally hate on a close species, unless, of course, they're attacking someone in themselves, like the creator or something.
A big problem I find with it is people going on there and harassing like the mods and stuff because they're too expensive. And it's like, I can get an understanding, or I totally agree with not wanting to pay like a bunch of money for a character, but don't harass them for it. I mean, you are in absolutely no way obligated to buy it.
No.
Nobody's saying,
to buy it.
Give me $50 right now for this character. Nobody's saying that.
And I know one argument that a lot of people have is that it puts, what is it? It's like...
limitations?
Yes, it puts limitations on your creativity. What would you have to say about that?
In a way, honestly, it can.
Okay, by definition, it does.
But
yes, because you can't do anything you can imagine, because you have to stay to a single rule set. However, if you're gonna buy a make your own character, for example, make your own is when you buy a slot from a close species and make it yourself under the close species name. It's giving you these limitations helps you design it better.
Stay in the limitations of the species, because if you don't want to stay in the limitations of the species, why are you joining?
If you're not able to express yourself freely, which I totally get. If you're not able to express yourself freely, which I totally get, just don't do the close species. So basically, what I'm saying, and what Ashley I think is saying, close species. You don't want to drop $50 on a character that's in a close species group. Don't. If you'd love to do that,
go for it.
Do. It's not a need. It's a want, I guess. You don't need to have a close species character to survive within the art community. You don't need to attack anyone also.
Just attacking in general is just rude on either end.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
definitely.
matter.
Like, I'm not saying don't defend yourself, because 100% defend yourself.
No,
if somebody's
absolutely.
attacking you.
But don't go out and intentionally, like, harass. But, like, don't go make a character based off of a close species and intentionally, like, ooh, look, hey, look, ooh, look what I did. Ooh, that's just rude. You're just being a dingus at that point.
Okay, so now that we've gone on our tangent, I would like to go ahead and make a list of our favorite close species and why they're our favorite close species. Just to have kind of like, you give a little shout out to our favorites, right? And if we have characters in this close species, we'll throw them up on the screen so that you guys can enjoy them too. Ashley, what are some of your favorite close species?
Well, I'm definitely biased on some of the ones I own, which for me, probably one of my absolute favorites right now is my Chimerian Phoebe. I got her in the, I think the second wave, I think, of the third Gachapon. And I absolutely love her. She was designed by Seal himself, and I absolutely love her.
I have to agree, one of my favorites definitely right now is also Chimes. I have 3 because I have a problem. I got Rose, Finn, and Beep. Beep is Phoebe's best friend, actually, so here's a cute image drawn by whoever's name is on the screen. I don't know. I don't have it written down right now. But yeah, it's really cool. I like it. Another one of my favorites right now, despite the fact I haven't drawn her in a long time, is indeed my Impim that has no name.
Please send her name, like, suggestions. Oh, I absolutely love my Impim. My boy Kip, we both got ours from the Make Your Own event that kind of absolutely blew up the species. But I absolutely love them. They're fun to draw, which is another thing I love about some close species. Just, they're different, they're fun to draw. I absolutely love him.
No, I love them. Do you have any other close species right now? Like, honestly, those are, like, I'm drawing a complete blank. Those are the only 2 I can think of right now. What are your favorite, like, just unique designs in general, other than Chimes and
I really like Gastrosnaps.
Oh my god, I was hoping you'd say that.
I don't have one, but I think they are a fantastic example of, like, what an excellent closed species can look like, because out of all of them, they, like, it's like you look at it and you're like, yeah, that's a Gastrosnap, no matter, like, what they do to them. I think they're so cool.
Let me rave about my boy, Crumb. I love him. I've wanted a Gastrosnap for so long, and I finally received one. Some close species can be creative. Some maybe not so creative. If you don't want to have a close species character, don't have a close species character. I am not going to sit here and promote off-brand close species. Well, the recording is going on for about 20 minutes now, so it's going to be a pain to record or to edit. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you guys have any kind of questions in regard to close species, please ask us, and maybe I will make a video, or maybe Ashley can join me for another video if you enjoy her company. And we're considering talking about adoptables as a whole. If you'd like to hear about that, please let me know down in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you understood what we were saying. Have a great day. Ashley, do your outro. Go.
Bye. That's all I got.
I would like to take the moment to thank my patrons. My $1 patrons. Oh my lord. We got some new ones. Thank you so much for becoming patrons. My $5 patron, Nina. I love you, Nina. Yes, thank you. Don't know what that was. And my $10 patron, Dirty Dan. I love you, Dirty Dan. You know I love you. And my $25 patron, Turtle. $25 isn't even an option, and yet here you are. How did you do that? Anyway, thank you all so much for becoming a patron. If you would like to support me and help me buy groceries next week, go ahead and become a patron. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this, and peace out, homie.
That was fun.